Good morning. The July 20th, 2022 meeting of the Board of Estimates is now called to order. The board continues to meet hybrid. For those here live, please take a moment to silence your cell phones or any electronic devices. For those attending virtually, please ensure that you're muted until you're recognized by the board. At this time, I would ask our clerk, Ms. Celeste Amato, for any corrections, additions, or noted abstentions for today's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. And early warning, this is going to be a lot of commentary for me because we have a few walk-ons this morning that I have to read into the agenda. Starting with changes to the agenda and corrections, on page 172, Department of Human Resources, modifications to AM 205-6, AM 204-10, and establishment of AM 210-2. Under background explanation, after the word legislation, we will be adding the following language. Section 6A, calendar should be changed to business. In Section 7, roles and responsibilities, the letter headers require adjustment after the letter A. The second header should be changed to B, the third to C, and so on through the sixth header, which should be F. These corrected documents will appear on an updated agenda after the meeting today. And in addition, Section 7B5, the word calendar should be changed to the word business. On page 188, Department of Housing and Community Development, Fifth Amendment to Land Disposition and Development Agreement is being added to the agenda as a walk-on item. That board memo reads as follows. Subject line, Fifth Amendment to Land Disposition and Development Agreement for the Poppleton Redevelopment Project. The action requested of the board is to approve the Fifth Amendment to Land Disposition and Development Agreement for the Poppleton Redevelopment Project. The amount of money and source is $260,000 from the land transactions account for Poppleton Project. Background explanation for this item. The city and the developer wish to amend the terms of the Land Disposition and Development Agreement for the Poppleton Redevelopment Project. The attached Fifth Amendment to the Land Disposition and Development Agreement amends the following terms and conditions. The properties included in Phase 1B shall be changed. Provision to allow for the assignment of 12 properties in the 1100 block of Sarah Ann Street to another developer for the price of $1 each. The developer and the city have agreed to remove the properties located at 319 and 321 North Carrollton Avenue from the list of properties that are to be conveyed to the developer as part of the project, subject to the city's payment to the developer of the sum of $260,000. In consideration of such removal, due diligence, pre-development, and other costs incurred by the developer. Adjustments to various timing requirements for closing, plan submission, evidence of financing, and completion of construction. This council district is Council District 9 for the project. On page 189, the Department of Recreation and Parks, we have a transfer of funds that is being added to the agenda as a walk-on item. That board memo reads as follows. Transfer of funds for AFRAM 2023. The action requested of the board is to authorize and approve the transfer of $500,000 to the Baltimore Civic Fund. For the 2022 AFRAM Festival, please see there is a budget that will be attached to this. The amount of money and source of funds is $500,000 transferred to and issued out of the Baltimore Civic Fund AFRAM account. The background explanation, the AFRAM Festival is a celebration of African American life, music, and culture. This family-oriented event is filled with entertainers, children's activities, arts, history, education, financial literacy, employment and job training, health and wellness, and more. The Baltimore AFRAM Festival is presented by Mayor Brandon M. Scott and the City of Baltimore with the support of the Advisory Board and Steering Committee. Page 190, Department of Recreation and Parks, transfer of funds is being added to the agenda as a walk-on item. The subject, transfer of funds for Charm City Live 2022. The action requested of the board is to authorize and approve the transfer of $500,000 to the Baltimore Civic Fund for Charm City Live. There will be a budget attached. The amount of money and source of funds is $500,000 issued out of the Baltimore Civic Fund. Background explanation: Charm City Live is a music and arts cultural festival in Baltimore, Maryland, often referred to as Charm City. The family-friendly festival, which takes place in the fall, was founded by Baltimore City Mayor Brandon Scott and sponsored by the City of Baltimore. Residents of all ages from all corners of life are invited to celebrate the fall season and the melting pot of vibrant cultures that makes Charm City so special. Beyond the music from national and local artists is an array of genres. The festival features art, entertainment, and eclectic tastes from local vendors. This event is free and open to the public with something for everyone. And page 191, the Mayor's Office Master Service Agreement and Individual Placement Agreements is being added to the agenda as a walk-on item. That subject line, Master Service Agreement and Individual Place Agreements between the City of Baltimore and Fuse Corp. The action requested of the board is approval of a master service agreement and 2 individual placement agreements that governs the relationship between the City of Baltimore and Fuse Corp. For the placement of Fuse executives. There is no cost. I believe the source is actually grant funding for this project, and the background explanation is the City of Baltimore has a need to execute a master service agreement and subsequently 2 individual placement agreements. The master service agreement outlines the general terms of the city's participation for the Fuse Executive Fellowship Program. The program recruits, hires, and places highly experienced professionals into governmental entities. Each fellow placement is governed by a separate individual placement agreement, which outlines the specific terms and conditions of an executive fellow placement. Individual placements are for a period of 12 months at a cost of $180,000. Each 12-month extension costs an additional $180,000. 2 individual placements for the Department of Planning and the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement are attached to this agreement. There is no cost to the city for these specific placements. Those are all of the changes and corrections, and the walk-on items are automatically part of the non-routine agenda. Under protest on page 75 through 76, item number 5 and number 6, Department of Transportation, TR 17022, Sharp Leadenhall Streetscape, a protest was received from Wright Constable and Skeen LLP on behalf of Civil Construction LLC. We have the following deferrals and withdrawals on page 75. Item number 4, Bureau of Procurement, contract number B5000-6488, vehicle exhaust repairs for Department of General Services. This item is being deferred at the request of the Bureau of Procurement. On page 140 through 164, items number 32 through 44, Bureau of Procurement reports of emergency procurements. These items are being deferred at the request of the city administrator. Items moving to the non-routine agenda, page numbers 75 through 76, number 5 and number 6, Department of Transportation, TR 17022, Sharp Leadenhall Streetscape. A protest was received from Wright Constable Skeen LLP on behalf of Civil Construction. And page 96, Department of Housing and Community Development, extension to agreement with Redwood Apartments LLP is also on the non-routine agenda. I also have the following abstentions to note on behalf of our board members. The Honorable Mayor Brandon Scott has no abstentions. The Honorable President Nick Mosby has no abstentions. The Honorable Comptroller Bill Henry is abstaining on page number 21. The Office of the Comptroller travel request. The City Solicitor Jim Shea has no abstentions, and the Director of Public Works Jason Mitchell has no abstentions. And that concludes my item, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, I will ask for a motion to approve or adopt the opening statement read by our clerk.
So moved.
Second.
At this time, it's been moved and appropriately seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This opening statement is adopted. Before we start with the approval of the routine agenda, I'd like to acknowledge a statement of opposition that was received to the Comptroller's office by Mr. Lou Fields, a city resident. Mr. Fields would like to speak in opposition of the item on page 10, the Mayor's Office of Children and Family Success for governmental charitable solicitation application. This item is on our routine agenda for today. At this time, Mr. Fields, are you online? I do not see you in the board room. If you are, please dial *6 to unmute yourself. Mr. Fields? So I don't see Mr. Fields in the room, and I believe that Mr. Fields is not online. Is that true, Sarita? Ms. Hubbard? Okay, if he joins, if you could let us know, and then we'll bring him up. Now I'd like to direct the board's attention to a memorandum from my office dated July 18, 2022, identifying matters to be considered as routine agenda items, together with any corrections, additions, abstentions, and no votes that have been noted by our amazing clerk. I will entertain a motion to approve all items contained on the routine agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have. The routine agenda is now adopted. The first item on the non-routine agenda can be found on pages 75 and 76, items 5 and 6, Department of Transportation for TR 17022, Sharp Letting Hall, Streetscape, and corresponding transfer of funds. A protest was received by Wright Constable and Skeen LLP on behalf of Civil Construction LLC. At this time, I'd like to recognize someone from DOT to speak on behalf of this item.
Good morning, members of the board. My name is Brenda Simmons, Chief of Contract Administration. And the department accepts MBU decision to recommendation, and we request approval to award TR 17022 Sharp Letting Hall to the lowest responsive acceptable bidder, J. Villa.
That's all your presentation at this time?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions from members of the board for Department of Transportation? Hearing and seeing none, at this time I'd like to recognize a representative from Wright Constable Skeen to speak on behalf of their protests. Are they online or is someone here? Is anyone online from Wright Constable and Skeen?
This may go faster than expected.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we'll delay this to the bottom of the agenda to make sure that they have a chance to join. If they do not join, then we'll bring it back up for a vote.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you so much. So that will be delayed to the end of the agenda. The next item on the non-routine agenda can be found on page 96, Department of Housing and Community Development. This request is to approve and authorize execution of an extension to an agreement for air rights of the Redwood Apartments development. At this time, I'd like to recognize representatives from DHCD to walk us through this item. The floor is yours, Madam Commissioner.
Good morning, members of the board. In terms of the lease of air rights for this project, outlined in the agreement, the term will be extended from August 1st, 2060 to an end date of July 31st, 2099, which adds an additional 39 years to the lease. The fixed additional rent of $220,000, which is the total amount due also through December 2021, will be paid to the city. It's part of the original agreement. This rent has not been paid due to the preferred return not being achieved due to insufficient cash flow as represented by the owners of the apartment, by the developers, to pay the required return to the partners. The lease extension does assist in refinancing of the building with a loan that is set to mature in September of 2023. The proposed lease extension also makes the project potentially more attractive for sale, which at time the city would participate at 25% of the net proceeds after payment of existing debt, equity, and deferred preferred return. So at this time.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. Are there any questions from members of this board? Ms. Comptroller, the floor is yours.
Trying to think if there's a succinct way to ask this question, but normally for these kinds of projects, when the city is doing something that's going to be helpful to development, there is a level of but-for analysis. And so what I would be looking for here would be If the city does not extend the air rates, how does the city suffer in terms of the impact of not extending the air rates onto this project?
Tony. I'm going to introduce Tony Badon from our staff.
Members of the board, my name is Tony Badon. I'm Director of Project Development for DHCD. Mr. Comptroller, if the city does not adopt this lease extension, it puts the developer in a more difficult position in order to be able to refinance the loan that they have, which is set to mature in 2023. It also makes the project less attractive to any potential purchaser, and that also puts the city's ability to take part in the waterfall that's anticipated pursuant to the original agreement in sale proceeds. It makes the project less valuable. The city also, because of the nature of the preferred return that's part of this the deal structure, we would not be receiving the $220,000 payment anticipated because of the typical deficient cash flow to achieve the preferred return. So those are the main points about why the city would want to do this.
Well, the 220K that we would not receive is the 220K that we have already not received. That was part of the original deal for getting this project built. The city would participate at the rate of 25% on a sale. Do we have a rough estimate of what that would be, either with the lease extended or without, preferably both?
I think that we have an analysis regarding what it would be with the lease extension. The developer has indicated that they anticipate a purchase price potentially in the $24 to $25 million range, and after debt service, the equity payment, and the preferred return payment, the city would wind up being paid somewhere in the $360,000 range. I don't think that we have anything anticipated regarding the analysis if there were no extension.
So when you say that with that expected sales price, after the preferred return of 12%, up to 12%, and after the equity payment, so the $2.6 million that they originally put into the deal. Okay. All right. Thank you.
At this time, are there any additional questions or concerns from members of this board? You have another?
Yeah. But it's not a question.
You want to talk?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So, Mr. President, I'm going to ask for your indulgence so that I can share some additional background for this item with the board. And some of this is in the agenda. Back in 2000, A&R Development entered into a 60-year air rates lease with us at 11 South Utah to construct this apartment building above a city-owned parking garage. Recognizing the challenges in building market rate housing on downtown's west side at that time, the city provided 2 subsidies for the original project, a 20-year pilot and very favorable lease terms. Under those terms, the developer was to have paid the city $10,000 a year in rent, but only after receiving a 12% preferred return on its equity of $2.6 million. Since they appear to have recovered an average of between 5% and 6% a year, we're now 22 years into this deal, and the city has still not received any rent. And I want to be very clear about this, Mr. President. I'm not criticizing the original deal. 20 plus years ago, the revitalization of the west side of downtown was still emerging. It had not yet been established as a desirable residential neighborhood, and I am sure that a previous administration was able to make the case that without city assistance in the form of a 20-year pilot and below market air rates lease, the Redwood apartment building would not have gotten built. But now, more than 2 decades later, the West Side is an established residential neighborhood with a strong demand for market rate apartments. Hundreds, if not thousands, of units have since been built on the West Side with far less subsidy. And now we're proposing to extend the Redwoods air rights lease from 2060 to 2099, which is a great deal for the owner, but objectively, I think there's relatively little justification from the city's perspective. I don't think that the idea that we will get the rent we never got before is enough of a justification to be granting this lease. I mean, just putting it plainly, the west side and the city will not be tremendously harmed if this lease extension isn't granted. But on the other hand, the 39-year lease extension adds substantial value to the Redwood apartment building and its owner in two ways: the greater net cash flow each year, especially after it's been refinanced and with more favorable terms, and a higher sales price if and when they sell the building. In return, all the city is really getting is 22 years of back rent, payments that we never got because the annual return never cracked 12%. We're not even lowering the 12% preferred return for the future, so there's a good chance that we still won't get any rent going forward. So I'm left with the conclusion that this one-time $220,000 payment substantially undervalues the 39-year lease extension. Neither I nor the Department of Real Estate have been presented with information to demonstrate that the proposed $220,000 payment is the maximum that the developer could pay in return for the lease extension. The developer has made money on this project over the years and has more than recouped their original $2.6 million investment. It's one thing for the city to give needed development incentives to make a project possible, but this project is already done. I don't understand why we're still incentivizing it. I don't believe that anyone has actually shown that it is really in the city's interests, financially or otherwise, to extend this lease another 39 years for only $220,000. So, Mr. President, a great deal should be a great deal for all parties involved. And so for these reasons, I'll be voting no on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Comptroller. At this point, are there any additional questions or concerns from members of this board? Seeing none, at this point, I will entertain a motion for approval.
I move approval.
A second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay.
No.
No. So please note that there's 3 ayes and 2 nays. The nays will be reflected as from myself, the President of City Council, as well as the Comptroller. This item's approved. The next item, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to DOT, so I'm not holding you all day. We want to make sure that we give Mr. Lewfields an opportunity. Was it? No, I'm sorry, that wasn't Mr. Lewfields. That was actually,
Civil Construction.
yeah, that was Wright Constable in Scheme on behalf of Civil Construction. Has someone from Wright Constable and Scheme joined us, or someone from Civil Construction LLC? Hearing and seeing none, it's 9:24. At this point, I will entertain a motion for approval.
Not on. Okay.
No?
So moved.
I'm sorry.
Oh, second.
It's been moved
Thank you.
and properly seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can move on now.
Sorry, Mr. President.
Yeah, it's all good, Mr. Solicitor. The next item on the non-routine agenda can be, it's a walk-on item, as was noted by clerk, and can be found on page 188, the Department of Housing Community Development, Fifth Amendment, Land Disposition and Development Agreement. At this time, I would like to recognize someone from DHCD to explain this item. Madam Commissioner, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and good morning. Madam Clerk did an excellent job of highlighting all the main points within the Fifth Amendment to the Land Disposition Agreement for the Poppleton development. I just want to take this time to state that on behalf of the Department of Housing and Community Development and Mayor Scott's administration, that I believe that today is a great day when we think about and look at equitable neighborhood development in our city. I've stated this week that we can't always fix everything and turn back time and go back hundreds of years, but we can do what we can do today to look forward to the future, and this is what this Fifth Amendment does. The key highlights are, and I want to take a moment, the key highlight on this one is that 319 and 321 North Carrollton Street, which are two properties owned by Mr. and Mrs. Curtis Eady, Mrs. Sonia Eady. Mr. Curtis Eady will be removed from the land disposition agreement for consideration of $260,000 to the developer. I want to note that Mrs. Eady is with us this morning here in the boardroom, and as I've stated this week with her family, hopefully she can and her family can rest easy at night and start to take some deep breaths that they haven't been able to take for the last 18 years. Also within this, we outlined the historic Sarah Ann properties. The developer will enter into a separate agreement that assigns those properties to Black Women Build Baltimore for renovation and rehabilitation for affordable home ownership outcomes. We anticipate that the end sales price of those properties after rehabilitation will be below $100,000. We'll also be working to identify the tenants that were relocated from those properties and provide information to them to work with Shelley and Black Women Build if they're interested in purchasing to come back to the property, to come back to Sarah Ann Street and be part of the Poppleton as we look to the future. Another key piece is that this Fifth Amendment holds the developer in continued negotiations and conversations with the Housing Authority of Baltimore City regarding parcels related to Poe Homes, and also this outlines development plans and timelines specific to the redevelopment of parcel 172, which is essentially what we're looking at as the next phase for the developer, which will be an affordable senior housing, multifamily senior housing building for the neighborhood. We've also stated within this amendment that there is a commitment from both sides to work directly to a Sixth Amendment for this land disposition agreement to focus on the rest of the parcels, which comes out to be about another remaining 9.6 acres, and with a goal of achieving significant portions of homeownership outcomes on those remaining 9.6 acres, which is extremely important to us at DHCD to be able to offer homeownership outcomes and opportunities throughout a neighborhood to create a vibrant and thriving Poppleton community. So I'm very excited to be here this morning to offer this for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. At this point, are there any questions or concerns for DHCD? Hearing and seeing none, Ms. Eady, would you like to come and address this board? This has been a long road and a long fight for you. I think many people in this room are excited for you. If not, that is fine. We will take your smile as enough. But you have the ability of addressing the board if you would like to.
Oh, good morning. Yeah, I would like to just say thank you. This has been a long time coming, and to be so exhausted and not being able to sleep, physicality, emotional, things of how this affect relationships, my family, my children, my husband, different emotions up and down. And to get people to understand, this fight was not just, just for me and to save my home, to save the neighborhood, and I just think that the city should consider, as moving forward into development, our city needs redevelopment. But just consider the legacy residents who have lived through all of this, and how emotional and it's like a death. You know, when you displace someone, everybody, if you had a senior, a parent or grandparent, and even though they're ailing and you decide to move them, to put them in a better environment, they leave here so much quickly because you've taken them out of their natural habitat. And so I just want y'all to consider, that moving forward with how we handle the residents of Baltimore, and because I know what I suffered through. And I know that a lot of my neighbors didn't want to leave, but because of not understanding eminent domain, not knowing that they had a voice, not knowing that we could have come together and had a class action case, we just didn't know. We was ignorant about the processes, and we didn't know. So I'm just thankful that God gave me the strength to continue to stand and keep this thing on the radar, And so for this administration, to finally come in and hear us and see us, it's given. I see my neighbors who just last year, that weren't affected, by all of this, was not as supportive because they looking at Sonia like hearing on the outside, like I'm holding up the progress. And tired of living in the conditions and embarrassment when people come to our neighborhood, and so for them to want me gone, and so last year, it was just a joy to be able to see my neighbors now, when we begin our fight, Save Our Block, to see them come on board, and help, to push this fight through because they understood too, this is where they live. They want better, and they want it now. We're tired of going through this. So I'm just thankful and getting thankful for this opportunity to get up here and speak to y'all. Thank you again.
No. If you could stand there real quick, Ms. Edie, the city of Baltimore thanks you. Speaking for myself, President of City Council, we thank you for your fight. We thank you for your compassion. We thank you for your level of understanding and knowledge of what has always been done in our communities. And that's that in the guise of community development, urban renewal, or even infrastructure deals, black communities have been stripped of economic wealth and generational wealth for far too long. And it was your bold stand and your actions that is not always easy, because as you said, people look at you differently. You get a lot of requests and calls from lawyers, not just specific to the city, but even external to the city. And there's a tremendous amount of pressure that you have been under for far too long. And we thank you because this is a symbolic representation of what we need to do, continuing to move forward. Because we understand and know that there's a lot of wrongs that we need to make right. And how we're talking about two properties today. It is those two properties, because of your leadership, that we're doing the right for, and that we must continue to build upon. So thank you so much for your strength.
Thank you.
At this time, are there any additional questions or concerns from members of this board? Hearing and seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. The next item on our routine agenda can be found, again, it's a walk-on item noted by our clerk at the top of the meeting. On page 189, Department of Recreation and Parks, transfer of funds. At this time, I will ask the representative from Baltimore City Recreation and Parks to come and present to us. I believe that I've messed up again, and I'm looking for someone in the audience, but it is on my screen.
Good morning, Council President and Board. My name is Nicole Green, Deputy Director of Administration for Baltimore City Recreation and Parks. And we are requesting a transfer of funds to start planning AFRAM 2023. The money will be used to secure the talent, and we would like to have that done by the beginning of the year.
Thank you. Are there any questions or concerns from members of this board? The one question I have, Ms. Green, is the administration's plan to keep AFRAM during Juneteenth every year?
I do believe that is the plan. We have a meeting with the mayor coming up in the next week to discuss that.
Okay, I mean, I'll talk to the mayor. All right. Are there any other questions or concerns from members of the board? Hearing and seeing none at this point, I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second. It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. The next walk-on item can be found on page 190, Department of Recreation and Parks Transfer of Funds. At this point, I would like to recognize Ms. Green again.
All right, and thanks again. Baltimore City Recreation and Parks would like to introduce a new festival for this year. We noticed that there was a void in things to do, so we wanted to do a fall festival that we will call Charm City Live. One-day event that will have music, arts, vendors that will take place on September 24th in War Memorial Plaza, and we're asking for a transfer of funds to help support this event.
At this point, are there any questions or concerns from members of the board?
Just a very,
Mr. Comptroller, the floor is yours.
is that a Saturday or a Sunday?
It is a Saturday.
Okay, thank you. That was it. I was just curious.
All right. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing and seeing none, at this point, I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second. It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. Uh-oh. The next item, hopefully, I see. But, we have to give it a second.
Is that just us?
So, is everyone online cut off? You think so? All right.
Our computers are updating.
We're having a slight technical difficulty. The system is rebooting. So once it reboots, we will be back.
Apparently, BFIT
Online.
decided to update something at 9:30 a.m. for all city computers. I saw a warning of that pop up on my laptop.
I thought we had a couple hours.
And I thought it was just my laptop. We're alive? Okay, we're good.
We're still live, yeah.
We're still alive.
There's only one more item left.
Yeah, I don't know if these.
And there is no protests or anything of this kind. So I think we're good to continue to move forward as we work through these technical difficulties. The next item on the non-routine agenda can be found as a walk-on item, again noted by our clerk at the top. That's on page 191, Mayor's Office of Master Service Agreement. At this time, I'd like to recognize someone from the administration to speak on behalf of this item. And they might be online, so that will provide us with a certain level of difficulty. So,
Do you guys want to?
folks, if you're on TV, on TV 25, we are trying to reboot the hybrid system to ensure the appropriate individual from the administration can speak on behalf of the next item.
I mean, on one level, this is sort of like a fun little test of how fast can Matt log into the system.
What I'm thinking is, did it boot everybody up?
I guess oh, you mean everybody there, yeah. How many participants do we have?
I think it boots everybody up.
Oh, no, there you go. Hey.
There we go. So, is someone on the administration to speak on behalf of the master service agreement on page 191?
I'm sorry, Mr. President. Yes, I can speak on it, although we're only half of the agreement.
Okay, well, you can get started, Mr. Director.
Yeah, well, we should be back at the next meeting of this group for 3 items. This is one of them. This is the master service agreement with the Fuse program. The city is employing 2 Fuse fellows this year. One is for the Clean Core project that this department is managing. A second is the Mayor's Office of Recovery Services, I believe. I'm not that familiar with that project, but I am familiar with the Clean Core project. Next At the next meeting, we will be back with the contract between the department and the mayor's office of recovery services and a third contract to implement the Clean Core program.
Thank you, Director. At this point, are there any questions or concerns for planning? Hearing and seeing none, thank you so much. Is there anyone else on the line that would like to speak on behalf of the administration for the Mayor's Office Master Service Agreement on page 191? I think that was it. Thank you so much. Hearing and seeing none, are there any questions or concerns from members of the board? At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. This item is approved. As there's no new business before the board or the desk, we will recess until bid opening at noon. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Estimate will occur on Wednesday, August the 3rd at 9 a.m. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Baltimore, please stay safe, and we absolutely love you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Baltimore City's bid opening for July 20th, 2022. I'm Celeste Amato. I'm the clerk of the Board of Estimates, and I am joined by my colleagues Sherelle Holly and James Knighton, who will be opening and recording bid information with us today. We'll be reading through things, and we usually repeat numbers to make sure we've got it right, and also so that you're able to capture information for folks that are watching and some of our live folks in the audience. Thank you. Welcome. First, I want to announce a few bid opening date changes. The first item is for the Bureau of Procurement, contract number B5000-6199. Remove, furnish, install carpet and various types of flooring. That new bid opening date is 8/3/2022. That was contract B5000-6199. The new opening date is August 3rd, 2022. For Department of Transportation, contract number TR22009, material testing and compliances of various projects citywide. The new opening date for that bid is August 24th, 2022. That was contract number TR22009. The new opening date is 8/24/2022. Also for Department of Public Works, contract number WC1315, Hillen and Penn Lucy North Neighborhoods water main replacement. That new opening date is August 24th, 2022. Again, that was contract number WC1315, and the new opening date is 8/24/2022. And finally, for Bureau of Procurement, contract number B5000-6614, citywide police requested towing services. There is a date change for that as well. It will be opening on 8/24/2022. Again, that was contract number B5000-6614, and that is opening on August 24th, 2022. So we are now going to move to our first opening for today. And Jim, I'm probably going to repeat everything because the noise behind me is making me crazy. Apologies to everyone for the construction sounds in the background. Our first bid is for procurement, B5000-6533, various type K copper tubing.
We have one bid submission. Bidder is Ferguson Waterworks. Total bid price, $41,300.
That dollar amount was 41,300.00.
Yes.
Any bond or anything with this?
No.
This one? Okay. That was Ferguson Waterworks, $41,300, and that was for contract B5000-6533, various type K copper tubing. Next up is contract number B5000-6552, fuel storage tanks, major repairs for above and underground tanks.
Bidder is Total Environmental Concepts Incorporated. Total bid price is $406,550.
That dollar amount was 406,550.00.
Yes.
That was Total Environmental Concepts, $406,550.
Yes.
Contract number B506552.
Yes.
Next up for Bureau of Procurement is contract number B506705. Contract is for Ford OEM parts. And our first bidder, Jim.
There's one bidder for this solicitation. The bidder is Packer Norris Parts, LLC. Total bid price, $1,575,000.
That number was 1,575,000.00.
Yes.
That was Packer Norris Parts LLC, and the bid amount was $1,575,000.
Yes.
Next up is Bureau of Procurement, contract number B506719, annual DNA instrument preventive maintenance.
Yes, there were no bids received for this solicitation.
Again, that was contract B506719. We had no bids received.
Yes.
Next up, Bureau of Procurement, contract number B506297. The contract is for Baltimore City Shuttle Transit Services. This is an opening of the price proposals. And Jim, our first price.
All right, the first proposer is RATP Dev USA, RATP DEV USA. Total bid price, $11,973,021.26.
That number was 11,973,021.26.
Yes.
That was RATP Dev USA for $11,973,021.26.
Yes. The next bidder is First Transit. Let me see if I can find a total.
Those Part Bs are tricky sometimes.
Total bid price, $10,480,144.02.
Two. Okay, that number was 10,480,144.02.
Yes.
And that bidder was First Transit at $10,480,144.02. Do you happen to see an address in that one, Jim, for First Transit? I did not see one on their envelope.
Yeah, I have 600 Vine Street, VINE Street, Suite 1400, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202.
Thank you. Okay. Next up. Bureau of Procurement, contract number B506739. Various polo shirts for the fire department. I don't know why that amuses me, but it does.
The bidder is Jacobs and Sons Incorporated. Total bid price, $255,144.02. $449.
That dollar amount was 255,449.00,
Yes.
and that was the only bidder?
Yes.
So the fire department is getting polo shirts from Jacobs and Sons, Inc. Bid amount $255,449. Next up, for the Department of Public Works, contract number WC1433, Urgent Need Water Infrastructure Rehabilitation and Improvements, Phase 1. And I believe we have 4 bidders for this. Yes?
Phase 1, fiscal year '22, just to have the whole.
Oh, this actually says, okay, I'll fix that. I have fiscal year 21 on this. Fiscal year 22. Okay. First bidder?
First bidder is Metra Industries Incorporated. Total bid price, $13,870,725.
Let me read that number back. 13,870,725.
Yes.
.00.
Yes.
That was Metra Industries at $13,870,725.
Yes, and their bid bond is included.
Thank you. And do we have an original and,
Original and 1 copy.
okay.
Next bidder is Spinello Companies. Total bid price, $14,973,300.
Bid bond
Yes.
and original plus 1.
Yes.
That dollar amount was 14,973,300.00.
Yes.
And that was for Spinello, $14,973,300.
Yes. Next bidder is R.E. Harrington Plumbing and Heating Company, Incorporated. Total bid price, $11,724,400.
That amount was 11,724,400.00.
Yes.
For R.E. Harrington, $11,724,400.
Yes.
With a bid bond.
Bid bond is included. We have an original plus 1 copy. Next bidder is Civil Construction, LLC. Total bid price, $12,245,750.
That amount was 12,245,750.00.
Yes.
That was Civil Construction LLC for $12,245,750.
Yes. Bid bond is included. We have an original and 1 copy.
Next up, again for Public Works, I have contract number SC1019R. This is for CCTV inspection of sanitary sewers in North Baltimore City.
First bidder is Red Zone Robotics Incorporated. Total bid price, $7,789,515.
That amount was 7,789,515.00. .00.
Yes.
That was Red Zone Robotics for $7,789,515. Is there a bid bond, Jim?
Yes, there's a bid bond, and we have an original plus one copy.
I was hoping they were taking lunch outside, but I was wrong.
Okay. Next bidder is Spinello Companies. Total bid price, $8,433,000.
That number was 8,433,000.00.
Yes.
That was Spinello, and the bid amount was $8,433,000.
Yes, bid bond
Bid
is
bond.
included, and we have an original plus one copy.
Great.
Next bidder is Riviera Enterprises Incorporated, trading as REI Draco. Total bid price, $7,425,250.
That number was 7,425,250.00.
Yes.
That was from Riviera Enterprises. That is REVIERA.
Yes.
Do you have an address for them in there, Jim? It was not on there.
It is 7600 Penn, Penn, Belt, Belt, Drive, and Penn Belt is 2 words, Drive, Forestville, Maryland, 20747.
Thank you. Bid bond?
Yes, bid bond is included. We have an original plus one copy.
Great.
Next bidder is Mobile Dredging and Video Pipe Incorporated. Total bid price is $9,320,325.
That number was 9,320,325.00.
Yes,
Bid bond?
yes, bid bond is included. We have an original plus one
That
copy.
was mobile dredging and video pipe, and the bid amount was $9,320,325. And that was our final of 4
Yes,
for SC 1019R.
that's right.
Next up, for Public Works, contract number WC 1410R. Urgent need water infrastructure rehabilitation and improvements, Phase 1, FY 21?
Yes.
Okay. It was just a typo for the other one. Okay.
First bidder is Metra Industries Incorporated. Total bid price, $10,397,550.
That number is 10,397,550.00.
Yes.
That was Metra Industries, $10,397,550.
Yes.
Bid bond?
Yes, bid bond is included. We have an original plus one copy. Next bidder is R.E. Harrington Plumbing and Heating Company Incorporated. Total bid price is $8,488,850.
That number was 8,488,850.00.
Yes.
Bid bond?
Yes, bid bond is included. We have an original plus one copy.
That, again, was R.E. Harrington, and the bid amount was $488,850.
Yes. Next bidder is Anchor Construction Corporation. Total bid price, $17,571,300.
That number was 17,571,300.00.
Yes.
Anchor Construction Corp. and their bid amount was $17,571,300.
Yes.
Bond and an original plus one?
Yes, bid bond included, original plus one copy. Next bidder is Civil Construction LLC. Total bid price, $9,829,570.
That number was 9,829,570.00.
Yes.
That was Civil Construction LLC, bid amount $9,829,570.
Yes.
With a bid bond.
Yes, bid bond included, original plus one copy. Next bidder is Spinello Companies. Total bid price, $11,763,300.
That number was 11,763,300.00.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and a bid bond?
Yes, bid bond included, original plus one copy.
That bidder was Spinello, and the bid amount was $11,763,300. And I believe that was our final bid for WC 1410R.
Yes.
Next up, for Department of Transportation, contract number TR 22009, material testing and compliances of various projects citywide.
I think that was one of the ones that was, the opening was postponed, right?
Is it? Hold, please. Okay. I still have this one in the live bin, but that's okay. There is. Whoops. That one is postponed to 8/24/2022. Sorry, folks. TR 22009 is being opened on August 24th, 2022. Sorry about any confusion. So, next up then is probably TR 22006.
I have WC 1258.
Okay, hold on a sec. I don't have a tab for that, but I know we're opening that one. Bear with me, folks. Okay, I might have moved the wrong one before when we were correcting what was opening and not opening. Let me try this again. I think next up is DPW, WC 1258.
Yes.
Okay, we just moved the tab to the wrong place. Sorry about that. That was me. This is, again, contract number WC 1258. The contract name is Frederick Ave and Vicinity and Lambeth and Kemble Roads, water main replacement.
Yes. First bidder is Spinello Companies. Total bid price, $6,873,300.
That number was 6,873,300.00.
Yes.
Bid bond?
Yes. Original plus 1 copy. Next bidder is Metra Industries Incorporated. Total bid price, $6,291,055.
That number is 6,291,055.00?
Yes.
Okay, that was Metra Industries, bid amount $6,291,055. And we have a bid bond?
Yes. Bid bond included, original plus 1 copy. The next bidder is Civil Construction, LLC. Total bid price, $5,831,965.
That number was 5,831,965.00.
Yes.
That was for Civil Construction LLC, the bid amount $5,831,965.
Yes.
And we have a bid bond?
Yes, bid bond included, original plus 1 copy. Next bidder is Monumental Paving and Excavating Incorporated. Total bid price, $5,686,000.
That number was 5,686,000.00.
Yes.
And we have bond.
Yes, bid bond included.
That
original
bidder
plus
was Monumental Paving and Excavating for $5,686,000.
Next bidder is Anchor Construction Corporation. Total bid price, $7,598,765.
That number was 7,598,765.00.
Yes.
And we have a bid bond.
Yes.
That bidder was Anchor Construction Corp., $7,598,765, and I believe that was our final bid for WC 1258.
Yes.
Now, I think we're doing transportation. 22006. Yeah.
Yes.
Department of Transportation is up next with contract number TR 22006. That contract is for concrete slab repair citywide.
First bidder,
Yep.
J. Vila Construction Incorporated. Total bid price, $970,134.50.
That number was 970,134.50.
Yes.
Does this one require a bid bond?
Yes, bid bond is included. We have an original plus 1 copy.
That bidder was J. Vila Construction, Inc. for $970,134.50.
Next bidder is Santos Construction Company Incorporated. Total bid price, $1,374,685.50. and 50 cents.
That number was 1,374,685.50.
Yes.
That bidder was Santos Construction for $1,374,685.50.
Yes.
And we have a bid bond.
Yes, bid bond and original +1 copy.
And then I think we're on our final bid.
Yes.
This is for Department of Transportation, contract number TR21007R. Contract is for curb repair citywide.
First bidder, Santos Construction Company Incorporated. Total bid price, $1,193,970.
That number is 1,193,970.00.
Yes.
That was Santos Construction with a bid amount of $1,193,970.
Yes.
And bid bond.
Yes. Have a bid bond and original +1 copy. Next bidder is J. Vila Construction Incorporated. Total bid price, $722,000.
That number was 722,000.00.
Yes.
That was J. Vila Construction with a bid amount of $722,000. And I believe that was the final bid for contract TR21007R.
Yes, and there was a bid bond and original +1.
Thank you. And that was our final bid for today.
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
There was a vendor that didn't get announced today on the transportation for B50006297. There's supposed to be 3 vendors.
I'm sorry, could you say the last 4 digits again, please?
6297.
6297. We were only authorized to open 2 by procurement.
We were invited as a third one. So I'll take it up with them. Thank you.
Actually, if you stay for a moment, I have some more information on that I can share with you. That concludes our bid openings for today. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for our live audience members, and we will see you on August 3rd. Thank you.